LALATE News Headquarters in Santa Monica. This is Mornings LALATE.
It's a big morning on Mornings LALATE as major surprises came today, and what were they? It was on the earnings front. It was not from Jay Powell, and it was in the Personal Consumption Expenditure Index. Wow, what a morning we got in today's recording. Jay Powell speaking at Jackson Hole and giving us guidance for those interest rate spikes for the rest of this year. Did he say exactly as I said it was going to say? We'll go over his comments that were released minutes ago on this recording. New corporate earnings came in, and are they robust or are they weak? We'll have the latest details across the board. Oh, we have a shocker today. We have a shocker. As the Personal Consumption Expenditure Index that goes over inflation was released, and what did it say? We'll have the latest details on that in today's recording. Has inflation peaked or has it not? I'll explain it in the latest details. Remember, this is important for your benefits. If inflation has not peaked, then your benefits are going up, and if it has peaked and it's relatively flat, your benefits are in a great position. Well, the latest details in today's recording: Personal Consumption Expenditure Index, Jay Powell, and also the latest details on that earnings front. And of course, the major news that made it to this week was 2 new stimulus checks. Wow. 3 done in March, 7 done 2 Saturdays ago, and 2 this week. They're categories of checks, and not actual checks. They're categories of checks. So are up to about 100 to 200 checks, over 12 categories of checks, for stimulus checks in every U.S. state done by Congress or by the president, and you qualify. We'll go over these incredible checks in this recording and how you want to get them today in this recording. Then we're going to give you a preview of what to see this weekend, because yes, I'll be with you all weekend long. We'll be looking over some success stories for my viewers in the last few days, and we'll get ready as the toast is toasting and the butter is buttering and the coffee is brewing. The bacon is missing. The bacon is still missing. Jay Powell, did he have my bacon? I think he did. He also gave you guidance on a lot of other subjects, Jay Powell. Whether San Francisco hairstyles will come into fashion, whether $12 ice cream will be $12 and $15 ice cream, and whether you can see more questions and marks about lobster shorts. The latest details on the shores of Santa Monica, California heats up right now on a beautiful morning. It's all starting live on air for Mornings. And good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a beautiful day. It is a gorgeous August 26, 2022 from the shores of Santa Monica, California. So much breaking today. The Personal Consumption Expenditure Index, which goes over inflation, released minutes ago. Jay Powell's comments. And also we have earnings recession numbers. Did the companies beat or did they miss? We plus have those 2 new stimulus checks, bringing us to a total of nearly 100 to 200 checks for you to get on this recording. Oh boy, we're going to start, of course, with the earnings numbers that came in minutes ago, and they were very, very fascinating. Some of the companies missed, some of them beat, and some of them were second quarter earnings, and some of them were yearly guidance. Whoa. So what do we have this morning? We have Electronic Arts that was up 6.2% in pre-market trading when there is reports of Amazon in an effort to buy Electronic Arts. Gap, a great retailer, really being trash talk yesterday by the analysts, is up 6% in pre-market trading when it beat on profits for second quarter reported today. Affirm Holdings down 13.5%, missed. Everbridge up 14.3%. Dell Computers fell 5.5%, missed. And a lot of other companies beat and miss. Farfetch surged on a beat. Workday beat. And then Ultra Beauty, you know, the beauty business retailer always beats. It did again today, up 3.8%. And then Micro Focus up 94.3%. You heard that right. With reports that is a full all-cash deal from a prospective buyer. The other major story today, we knew we were going to have it live on air. It happened minutes ago was the Jackson Hole speech from Jay Powell, head of the Federal Reserve, minutes ago, that gives you guidance on this economy. And those comments I have for you right now. Jay Powell, who's head of the Federal Reserve, spoke at Jackson Hole, the annual conference, where he gives you guidance on what the Fed governors are going to do. They're off in August. They're back in September. Let's take it back a notch. The Fed governors over the last few weeks have said they're going to stay with those interest rate spikes indefinitely till they get to their target inflation of 2%. This is important for your benefits. I'll explain to you in just a second. And Bauman actually said, Michelle Bauman said, we're going to stay at the same interest rate spike we've had in recent meetings, which has been 75 basis points. On Monday, there was a big problem. And the problem I had predicted on this channel all last weekend. I said the federal governors are going to do 75 basis points in September and every meeting they're going to have every month through December, because that's basically what they're telling us from Bowman, Daly, and Bauman. And what happened? Wall Street, that was not embedding that risk into the markets, saying the Fed governors are going to do one interest rate by September and that's going to be it, crashed. The stock market crashed dramatically, 650 points on Monday. I said it was going to crash because I said they had not embedded the risk into the markets of interest rate spikes past September, even though the Fed governors told you they're going to do it. So what happened today? I think you can fill out the rest of the sentence. Jay Powell said more interest rate spikes for a while, and the stock market is down 400 points. It's the same thing over and over again. I continually say there's going to be 75 basis point interest rate spikes for now to December. The stock market bets against it, bets against the actual words coming out of the Fed governors, and then they crash. We'll go over why a crash is bad for you in just a second. The comments from Jay Powell I have for you minutes ago. I had said the Fed president was going to say, we're staying with those interest rate spikes for a while. Our target is 2%, and we continue to do those interest rate spikes until we get to 2%. And then he may actually say 75 basis point. What did he say? Basically all that with the exception of the 75 basis point, which he did not say. He said there's no place to stop or pause. With higher interest rates, slower growth, and stronger and softer labor market conditions will bring down inflation. They'll also bring some pain to the households and businesses. These are unfortunate costs of reducing inflation, but a failure to restore price stability would mean greater pain. What does that mean? He's basically saying that if the milk and the eggs stay at $5 when they always were $3, that will cause greater pain. Why? We're moving towards our policy stance purposely to get to a level where there's sufficiency restrictive to return inflation to 2%. He said it, I told you what. We're looking to the future. The central bank added, we're going to restore price stability to a restrictive policy stance for some time. Bing, 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 the massive words. We're going to do this for some time. Stop saying Wall Street, one more month and we're done. We've never said that. He said we're going to do this for some time, and that's not one more meeting. The historical record causes strongly against premature loosening. Price stability is our job. Without price stability, the economy does not work for anyone. Specifically, if you don't get this done, then it gets embedded, it becomes entrenched inflation. What is entrenched? If your milk used to be $2 a gallon and now it's $5 a gallon, you get used to $5 and that price becomes a new normal. He says we can't do that. We can't have this as a new normal. We need to wipe away these escalated higher prices. How much has your milk gone up? Jump in the live chat. Has your milk gone from 2 to 5? Has your eggs gone from 1 to 4? What has been write the two numbers in the live chat. And that is what he's basically saying. We need to wipe away these escalated higher prices before they become the new normal, entrenched into our daily lives. So there you go. The Fed president said exactly what I said he was going to say. 2%. We're going to do those interest rate spikes for a while, and that we need to do it until these higher prices become your new normal. He did not say what interest rate spike. There you go. Now, the big surprise was that the Personal Consumption Expenditure Index was released today. I didn't think it was going to be released today, but it was. We've been talking about this number for a while. Again, this impacts your benefits. The Personal Consumption Expenditure Index is inflation. We've been talking about it on the channel for 2 months. It's important because it's released in between the CPI, which was released August 10th and will be released around September 10th. And that PCE is another gauge of inflation. And we wanted to see this number because this inflation impacts your benefits. More about that calculation in a second. So what was the personal consumption expenditure index released minutes ago? Was it lower? Was it flat? Let's recap what happened 2 weeks ago. The CPI was flat, the PPI was flat, the retail sales was flat. So do you believe this number was flat? Jump in the live chat. Flat or higher? Flat or higher? Which one do you think it is? Well, if you said flat, you got it right. The personal consumption expenditure index released minutes ago, and it was flat. And that is important because that indicates where your benefits are going. That personal consumption expenditure index for the month of July just came in minutes ago, and what did it say? Let's go over the number right now. This is perhaps the most important number for you. First, let's go over why. Your benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, and Railroad benefits. Why? Because your benefits are going up a lot. How much? A lifetime raise of benefits. For example, if your benefits go up 10% this year, that's not just for this year, it's a lifetime. Because once your benefits go up, they never go down. They never, ever go down. And that is why we're watching this inflation. They're all determined by inflation. And some of you more than 5,000, some of you less. We'll go over the calculation how much your benefits are. So let's look at that PCE released minutes ago. This is exciting. Very, very exciting. Flat. If you said flat, you got it right. Just like the CPI released on August 10th, like the PPI released the day after, like the retail sales this week, the PCE was flat. But in a second, I'll show you the component parts were higher. The CPI came in at 6.3% for the month of July compared to 6.8% in the month of June. That's basically flat, folks. And then when you compare the month to month, and you remove gasoline, it actually gained 0.1%. So it was a little bit higher compared to the month of June when you remove gasoline across the board. Wow. So there you go. Inflation is flat with that PCE in advance of the Consumer Price Index, CPI, what you pay for goods, PPI, what the wholesaler pays for the goods, and the retail sales come in just a few days. Now, let's go over why this is important for your benefit raise, and we'll go over the calculation of your benefit raise starting right now. Just an exciting broadcast. So much happening in today's recording. The incredible details start right now for this element of these CPI. CPI surged out of control in the month of May. It was a whopping 8.6%. My goodness. And then what happened in July? What happened 2 weeks ago on August 10th? Well, that CPI in the month of July was huge. One of the highest reads of a generation, 8.6%. What happened in June's number? 9.1%. What happened last August 10th? 8.6%. So basically flat. Great news for your benefits because they're going up a lot. 3 months of data determine your benefits. So let's go over first how much your benefits go. Let's go over your benefits, and then we'll go over the calculation. Some of you more than 5,000, some of you less than 5,000. Automatic, yes, direct deposit, otherwise in the mail. You don't have to do anything for this. And 3 months of data determines the numbers. Everyone's going to have the same percentage raise across the board. Those months are July released August 10th, a few weeks ago. August released September 10th, and September released August 10th, if I said that right. And now let's go over to how much your benefits are going to go up. Well, the print that came out August 10th for that CPI was 8.5%. With that number, the Seniors League, a nonprofit organization, said that the number stays the same. Your benefits are going up 10.1% lifetime. And of course, they can still go up more next year as well. Do I agree? Do you agree? Let's look at the component parts. First, milk and eggs. Have they gone up this month? I've seen some of them have gone up, or at least are flat. Jump in the live chat, saying what you've seen is across the board. The salaries, flat, are going higher. The rent, flat, are going higher. The gasoline, oh boy. Last week, international price of Brent crude 92. Tonight is going to be probably about 100, 104, anywhere in that range. It has gone up a lot. It was 102 2 nights ago. It was 100 last night for members in the membership newsletter. The domestic unleaded has tracked lower. That is fascinating. It has dropped a lot. It was dropping about 20 cents a day, but last night it only dropped about 2 cents. It was all in the membership newsletter. So if you see these component parts, I think it's conservative 10.1%. It could be more across the board. We'll be tracking on this channel. The next CPI being released in a few days, PPI and retail sales. Remember, your benefits are definitely going up. The question mark is how much. The Seniors League saying 10.1% lifetime. I'm saying a little bit more than that in today's recording. Now, this, my friends, is why you have to get a forced stimulus check in every U.S. state. Back in the month of March, the first 3 checks, check A, B, and C, became a law by the President of the United States by executive order. The next 7 checks became a law by Congress 2 Sundays ago. And the next 2 checks were featured on this channel starting this week. Incredible. Let's go over those checks starting right now. The first 3 checks are A, B, and C. And how much do they pay? Oh boy, a lot. About $100,000. And you qualify. Single individual, $75,000 less, go get it. Married couple, $150,000 less, go get it. $100,000 approximately over these 3 checks, A, B, and C, by executive order from Joseph Biden in the month of March. Viewers have been getting them. Viewers have been getting these whopping checks. We'll go over them in just a second. We'll go over all these checks one at a time for you in this recording. Then, the next checks that became a law by Congress 2 Sundays ago are 7 new checks. And this week, 2 more checks on top of this. This is massive stimulus. This is just massive stimulus. We are now at 12 categories of checks. That's categories. And those 12 categories of checks carry about 100 to 200 checks. How do you get them? Step 1. Go into this video, join the channel, become a member. Step 2, get that membership newsletter Monday through Friday. That's where you apply for the checks in the newsletter. Step 3, get that newsletter by watching the membership alerts Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Hit those alerts so make sure it's set to all on. Now, one of the benefits to becoming a member is not only learning about this economy, learning about the money, but also not just the worksheets, but also what's in the worksheet. What's not only what's in the membership newsletter, but also what's also in the membership newsletter. I just said that twice, didn't I? One of the great items in the membership newsletter is the worksheets, and those worksheets are here. They are in the membership newsletter, Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's a PDF you can print from your phone or your computer. And there's a series of pages in there. We learned a lot about these pages today. First, inflation. Jay Powell made it very clear at Jackson Hole minutes ago. Interest rate spikes staying with us for a while until they get to 2%. And you don't get to 2% in 1 month with an interest rate spike. And remember, you take several months of doing this. Inflation, we also got that personal consumption expenditure index released minutes ago, the PCE, and it was flat. So inflation is flat. Component parts are a little bit up. Recession, we're in a housing recession. Watch yesterday's videos. We're also in a earnings recession, today's videos, and we're also in an economic recession, 2 negative quarters of GDP growth. Labor, watch yesterday's video. 243,000, 245, 250,000 new jobless claims every week for the last 3 weeks is about the same number, flat. It has dropped from 260, but since then it's been flat. And the Federal Reserve, I'm the only broadcaster saying 75 basis point in September every month to December. Wall Street was betting against that. My comments come from the Fed governor's comments. I'm just repeating what they're saying without the number. They don't say 75. They just say they're staying with it. And Wall Street bet against that, and that's why stocks crashed on Monday. 650 down on Monday. Dow Jones down 400 today, down 125 on Tuesday. The next page of the worksheets is a big winner for you. Last weekend, one viewer got 14 months of rent. Wow. Another viewer got 14 months of rent the day before that. 2 different viewers. Another viewer got 12 months of utilities. Wow. Spelly got check A, Spelly got check C, and one viewer out of Florida got 80 to 100 checks from check B. This is page 2 of the worksheets. Now, when originally conceived by me, it's about 20 rows. but you have to print it out in multiple copies right now. Why? Check A is one category of checks, but it's really just one check. Check B is not one check. It is 80 to 100 checks. You see that in the viewer from Florida. Check C is not 80 checks. It's 80 possible. Well, it is 14 months of these items on average, and those items are about 5 items per month. Then you're going to reach out to 12 places to get them. Oh my God, that's a lot of places and a lot of checks. Yeah, I got to keep track of it. Checks E through K that became a law by Congress last weekend, they're all about one check each. Checks L and M that were debuted this week on this channel. L is one check, but M is several checks. Yeah, so look at how many checks that is. That's about 200 checks right there. You got to keep track of them, and that's why that page is so helpful. Student loan debt forgiveness is getting phased out on this channel because it's now a done story. Watch this week's videos for the latest details on that. It'll be featured, I guess, on Countdown tonight or Stream Stimulus. Fifth stimulus, well, your benefit raise. Your benefit raise, run the numbers. If you think it's more than 10.1%, use that table that's in the newsletter, in these worksheets, for you to run the possible raise. I think the 10.1% is a little bit conservative. We'll be looking at that more today on the videos, especially on evenings. How do you get these incredible worksheets? In the newsletter. How do you get the newsletter? By becoming a member. Delivered Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And the great news is in the second half, we're going to go over all these incredible checks for you, one at a time. Go on to this video, become a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Casino VIP. Get these incredible checks from the shores of Santa Monica, California. You deserve these incredible sums of money. Get them right now when they're available. Become a member. Join this channel, Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Casino VIP. Then get that incredible newsletter delivered via YouTube alerts Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time via the YouTube alerts. And the big second half, we're going to go over all these incredible checks from A to M, one at a time. Become a member, and I'll see you back in 60 seconds as America's most beloved show in the mornings continues for finances and your money. It's Mornings LA. See you back in 60 seconds as all the deliciousness continues from the shores of Santa Monica, California. On a big, bold, beautiful day, it is just gorgeous here along the coast. Will it stay that way this weekend? I hope it does. There is so much money for you to get, and I'll see you back in 60 seconds.
If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE.
And the excitement continues right now from the shores of Santa Monica, California. Boy, it's a big week. And it's a big day. I mean, there's a lot of news today. Stay with me all weekend long because we'll have a lot of news as well. And we read as we also recap all the breaking stories this week. Boy, personal consumption expenditure index released today, which goes over your inflation, gives you an indication of how much your benefit's going to go up. Jay Powell speaking today on interest rates, which of course impacts your benefits. 2 new stimulus checks that we debuted this week, now bringing the total to 12 categories of checks, over 100, 200 checks boy, I mean, there's a lot going on. I'm so excited for you, so excited for this channel, so excited for you as a member. Go into this video, become a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power Casino VIP. Become a member of either LA1, LA2, or LA3. You all get the membership newsletter Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time via the YouTube alerts. And with that, let's go right into those great checks. The first check is Check A. Check A, B, and C became law by the President of the United States by executive order in the month of March. A is a $6,500 to $12,000 forced stimulus check in every U.S. state. Single individual, $75,000, let's go get it. Married couple, $150,000, let's go get it. How do you get it? Become a member. Go into this video, join the channel. Get that membership newsletter Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time via the YouTube alerts. Go into this video, become a member, and get that huge check. Go down and get that great check of A. You're not done with the money. You're going to go on to check B, $15,000 to $80,000. Check A is what Spelly got, and check B is what that view out of Florida got. 80 plus checks. For her, it was even more than $80,000. Single individual, $75,000, let's go get it. Married couple, $150,000, let's go get it. And if you're on benefits, go get it as well. How do you get it? Go under this video, join the channel, become a member of LALATE, Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Casino VIP. Then get that membership newsletter Monday through Friday. Go into the membership newsletter and apply for these checks. The membership newsletter is delivered to you via YouTube alerts Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, written by me. And then go in and get those two checks, A and B, and look at that. That is $100,000 so far. We aren't done there yet. You can go get check C. Check C is just wonderful. It's for rent, utilities, mortgages, and more. It's an MSC on average. Viewers are getting lots of these checks. It's for those items. Go down the membership newsletter. Go under the video first, become a member, get that incredible newsletter Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and go get that incredible check C. It tells you who to call, what to say, and how to say it. Those are the first three checks done by the President of the United States by executive action in the month of March. But check C has been gotten by the viewers of this channel for 2 years. Let's look at some of the success stories that viewers have gotten for check C over those last 2 years. Look at the rent. My goodness, from check C all the way up to $30,000 and more. Go get check C. Mark's brother-in-law got $15,000 for utilities. Go get check C's. For SNAP, the same brother-in-law is getting $250,000 over 10 years. Let's look at the combinations of checks, like rent and utilities. Niece, who's at $23,000, well, she went to $50,000. Mark was at $32,000. He went from there to $166,000. Because then he got more money. He went to $50,000. Then he went to $100,000. Then he went to $166,000. Here's Lorraine, who celebrated a birthday this week. Happy birthday, Lorraine. She went from $105,000 to $150,000, and is still trying to get more checks. So those are the first three checks, A, B, and C, done by the President of the United States by executive action in March, and viewers have been getting them since March. Then, 2 Sundays ago, we learned about the next 7 checks. They became law on a Sunday, and they immediately went to the membership newsletter within 24 hours. Just like A, B, and C, they became law. They went into the membership newsletter within just a few hours that same day. These became law, and they were in the membership newsletter the next day. They are E, F, all the way to K. Let's look at those incredible checks right now, and they're just so wonderful. E is $7,500. F is $4,000. G is 30% off. H is $2,000. Then we go to I, which is $8,000. J, which is $8,000. K, which is $14,000. My goodness. And again, that is E through K. They're all together in the membership newsletter. They're down past, of course, A, B, and C. You follow A, B, and C, and then they're after that. Get ready now for L and M. L and M debuted on this channel this week. L for lots and M for money. And L is around $100,000 of loan interest-free money. Then M is $4,000 of grant, free money, you don't have to repay it, of money for closing costs when buying the new home. Again, $100,000 for the purchase of a new home, loan interest-free, and then $4,000 of free grants for closing cost assistance. These, of course, are average numbers across the board. My goodness, just so exciting. Those, my friends, are checks A through M. You want to become a member, Purple Hawk, Purple Power Casino VIP. You want to stay a member because look what happened the last 14 days. I think it's almost last 7 days almost. Last 14, 7 days, whoever it is, you have now 9 new categories of checks. And in those 9 new categories of checks, you have about 11 to 12 checks because check M is several checks. Now, when applying for these checks, it's really important to be focused on words. Don't do a version of the words. Stay exactly with those words. Let me use an example for you right now. Let's look at this graphic together. Go into the video, join, and become a member. Pretty simple. Go into the video, join, and become a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power Casino VIP. Get the membership newsletter Monday through Friday. That's pretty simple. But let's look at that very carefully. That second line, newsletter. So where do you apply for the checks? In the newsletter. And yet sometimes people say, I want to go to the community page to apply for checks. I want to apply for checks on the community page. Look at the graphic. The graphic says you apply for the checks in the newsletter. You don't apply for the checks somewhere else. Pay very attention to the wording on this channel. Look at the next line. 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Let's just do that part of the third line. Pacific Standard Time. So if you're not in Pacific Standard Time, let's say you live in New York, let's say you live in New Jersey, and you're East Coast Standard Time. Well, the graphic says 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that's not where you live. Go ask your phone, what is 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time where I live? In this case, I can tell you it's 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Central Standard Time, it's 9 o'clock. But you can't mess up something so basic as that. Then it says via YouTube alerts, not LALATE alerts, YouTube alerts. So very, very basic things. You know, the first day on this channel, one of the earliest videos I did was about the EIDL, Grand Loan. And what I had learned was the reason why people were not approved or were in holding mode, in a vortex on the first few days of this channel, is that the application asked them the name of the business and the EIN of the business. Here's what people messed up. If it was an LLC, they put in their personal social security number. No, an LLC has an EIN. If it was a corporation, they put in their personal social security number. No, it's a corporation. It has its own tax ID number. You don't put your personal social security number. And then when we're talking about independent contractors, like you're an architect, like you're a gardener, and you don't file corporate tax returns, you file personal tax returns. All the money is on your personal tax return. Then that is your personal social security number. What were people putting in? They were saying they're a corporation. You're not a corporation. And so it's very, very specific things like that can foul things up. You really have to pay attention to this. You can do it. I know there's a lot of stuff in the videos. I know we have beautiful people and surf and beautiful settings around Santa Monica, but you really need to listen and watch everything in the videos, because if you can't figure out the time zone you're in, you're really going to mess up on the applications. Next, when I say things or when the newsletter says things, do exactly what's in there. The newsletter. 12 places to reach out for Check C. 12 places. So that's great. You don't want to reach out to one place and call it quits. I've been making that recording on this channel for 2 years. One place and you call it quits. No. 12 places in the newsletter for Check C. You call 12 places. You're going to have a rejection. You don't stop after one rejection. You'll have a 50% rejection rate across the board. You apply in all the 12 places. And there you go. One of the important things to understand is really why the stock market is crashing today and how that impacts you. When the stock market crashes 600 points, it hurts you directly. I'll tell you why. It hurts consumer confidence. Everyone understands a stock market crash is not something good. They may not understand why it crashed, but they understand it crashed. You go to the supermarket checkout stand, there's going to be a newspaper that says stock market crash, down 1,000 points, down 2,000 points, down 600 points. It's not good. It hurts consumer spending. It hurts consumer confidence. It may cause people to get laid off at work. It may cause people to worry about the economy in general. It's not good when there's a stock market crash. And that's why last week on this channel, I said there's going to be a stock market crash. Because of why? Stock traders, stock analysts all said one interest rate spike in September from Jay Powell, and that will be it. How wrong was that? It was really wrong. Because all the Fed governors had spoken the last 2 weeks and said, no, We do interest rate spikes till we get to 2%. You and I know, this is very basic, that one interest rate spike does not get inflation from 8.5% to 2%. I mean, come off already. That's ridiculous. That's very, very basic. And when the Fed governors have something come out of their mouth, you listen to it and you do what they say. They don't change their move at all. One very beloved analyst is out today. And what does he say just minutes ago? I would hope that the Federal Reserve just does one more interest rate spike. Well, that's a little bit different of a comment. He hopes. But that's ridiculous. I hope I'm doing a supermodel by 11 o'clock today. Yeah, I hope. I hope that Sirloin runs for president someday. It's not happening. It's not happening. We can hope for a lot of stuff. But ultimately, when Wall Street does not embed the risk of the perceived event that we all know is going to happen, stocks are going to crash, and it's not good. Ultimately, we'll see more about this today on Afternoons LA. This video will automatically take you to noontime at 11 a.m. And then we'll go into afternoons with 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 3 afternoon shows, and then we go into evenings. Brand new show at 5 o'clock. Make sure, an important show today at 5 o'clock. Make sure you don't miss it across the seas. From the shores of Santa Monica, California, it has cooled down this morning. Let's see if it stays that way. It was not pleasant yesterday. From the shores of Santa Monica, California, I know it's been hot a lot of other places across the country. I hope you stay cool and stay in great spirits. Get those incredible tracks. Go into this video, become a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Casino VIP. And if you become a member of LA 1, LA 2, or LA 3, you get that incredible membership newsletter. From the shores of Santa Monica, California, thank you for joining me on another morning's broadcast. Stay informed, stay focused, and stay with LA for more.